free here at UK Games Expo, and I have stopped over at Naylor Games, and I'm here with James to have a look at what's going over on the stall. What can you tell us? What's happening today?
Well, it's really cool because we've got our new prototype of our latest game, which I'm very excited to share, which is known as Pitch, or Board Games, the Board Game, the Card Game.
Wow, that sounds interesting. Do let me know, what does that mean?
Well, so in this game, you're actually a game designer, and you get to make 3 games in 25 minutes, starting with a bloated masterpiece, a reliable gateway game, and then a mass market cash cow.
Oh, nice.
And each of these games is made up of a lot of different idea cards, each of which we have really gone to town with. But each one is themed of a different game theme, with different artwork that people, may or may not recognise, possibly.
Yeah.
From,
not Wings fan, no, not at all.
I don't know what you're referring to there at all.
No idea.
But that's very much the idea of the game. We wanted to make something that was like a kind of a bit of a love letter to games in general.
Yeah.
Kind of something that hobbyists would just love. They can see their favourite games in. They're full of kind of interesting references, but would also be like a really great filler game that you could play in like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And just to start your board game evening off.
That's what I was going to say. These ones, this particularly, I always spend a warm-up game at the beginning of my board games night.
Right.
This looks right up my street. That's fantastic.
That's exactly what I want to do, like the perfect warm-up game. So it's actually got 2 components to it. You can play just the first part, which is a kind of like a light Euro-y card optimization kind of game. But you've also got at the end, you have the section where you actually choose a row to pitch, and then you pitch your game concept to everyone else at the table.
Okay.
You've got 1 minute, come up with a title, and it incorporates each one of these different themes or game mechanics. And then everyone votes for their favourite game. Yeah. So it's like that little bit of everything. You've got that little bit of a social fun game, you've got that little bit of optimization kind of card play, all in 25 minutes, get your board game evening going.
That's fantastic. How many people can get into Pitch?
So it's 2 to 6 players,
Yep.
but actually we've got a party game variant as well that comes with it, that plays up to 20.
That's awesome!
2 teams of game designers against each other, and then one person we call the Unreasonable Publisher. And the Unreasonable Publisher basically judges which games are favourite, but they keep changing their requirements as to what game they need to get.
That sounds quite accurate, in all fairness. It does, doesn't it?
Very accurate. Dare I say, as a publisher myself, maybe too accurate. I'm not sure.
Can people get hold of Pitch at the event? Or
So this is still prototype stage.
Amazing.
We've got even more to do on the artwork. We want to take this to the next level. But you can do is sign up for the mailing list. You can actually do that also on the website at boardgamegame.com.
Brilliant.
boardgamegame.com, and also at the event we'll sign you up to the mailing list, and then when we go live, hopefully in autumn, October, November this year, you'll be able to back it on Kickstarter.
Yay! So be sure to look after this one on Kickstarter, guys, because this sounds like a really, really fun game to get involved in. You're going to be put in the front and centre as a designer to pitch your own game. That sounds like so much fun. What else have we got on the stall today?
Well, we've also got Magnate as well. So this is Magnate the First City.
Yep.
This has been out in retail for a little while now, but it's really cool because we are now working on our first reprint for it.
Great.
And we're going to be doing the Korean and German versions at the end of the year as well.
Fantastic.
It's hugely successful for us, so I'm really pleased that it's going really well. And so we have it for sale here today as well.
Yep.
And people just get a chance to come and see it. We can talk them through it. And we've got demos as well, although already, to be honest, most of those demos are pretty much fully booked up for the rest of the weekend as well.
That's fantastic. So for anybody looking at Magnate, can you give me what's the game about?
So what Magnate's about is it's a city building game, but it's with a big twist, where it's from a property developer's perspective. So you're a developer trying to make as much money as you can and going through a property boom, and the game ends at a huge market crash, where the market overheats.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I think a lot of people are hoping for, to be honest. Maybe they'll actually buy a house, I don't know. And that's what it's all about. So what you're doing is you can kind of manipulate the market, you're trying to choose the best places to buy, the best places to build on, where you're going to construct buildings in the right locations. It's like a really tight, quite ruthless economic game. But one I think that is actually pretty accessible as well.
That's what I love about Magnate personally, is it's very accessible and relatable.
Yes.
It is, and I find that very much with Pitch as well, so I'm seeing quite a nice theme going on here, that they are relatable.
That's the kind of things that we like, absolutely.
And what is mini expansions? What have we got here?
Right, okay, so this is something that we did on the Kickstarter, and it's only available from us, which is the Tycoon mini expansions, which are essentially a set of expansions for Magnate. You get a whole new building, which is the apartment tower complex.
Fun.
Very fancy. I feel like it's a lot one of those buildings in Dubai.
Oh, yeah, that does look fancy.
It's a bit like that. You've got a blind bidding turn order. Some people like provide an even more ruthless bidding system. That's really good for that. And then we've got the employee cards, which are asymmetric powers that each player can use to do different things. They're all different people who work for building companies, like architects or business development managers, or different people who will help you give you special powers during the gameplay.
That sounds fantastic. So you can take it even further than the original.
You can take it further than the original. I mean, like, it's deep enough, I think, as an original, very replayable, but this just takes it to that next level.
That sounds wonderful. Guys, if you are around at the event, be sure to stop by at Naylor Games. If people are here, whereabouts can they find you? What's the booth number?
We're in Hall 2,
Yep.
stand T23. We're right on the edge of the wall. I think the best direction is the absolutely enormous Ultra Pro and Gamegenic stands. If you can find those, we're right next door.
There you go. So you can see Ultra Pro here, right next to it. So guys, if you are around, please do make sure to visit. You can have a look at a new prototype and get a good stuck in to a bit of Magnate. Hope to see you soon, guys. See ya.